What's the safer sex conversation?
Okay,
That's not
so
something we've really covered.
Really? So we
Yeah.
have it. Okay, so different ISTA leads use different acronyms, but I use this one and many of us do. RBDSM. So people have heard what BDSM is. This isn't BDSM, but they know those initials, so we put an R in front of it. And
It's easy to
put
remember.
I put a T at the end.
Okay.
So R is relationship status, or like, where are you at? What's your sexual preference? Are you in a relationship? If I interacted with you, who else would need to know? Who would have to be informed? This is who I'm relating to. This is, I'm solo. I'm single. I'm married. I'm solo poly. I'm mono. I'm whatever I am.
Yeah.
And so that's the whole thing about relationships and who would need to be informed that we interacted. B, what are my boundaries? By the way, you don't have to do it in this order, but this is the way you remember it. Mm-hmm. Boundaries. I have a boundary, like I would hold hands with you. I might rub bodies, but fully clothed and no penetrative sex. I want to have penetrative sex with you, but no anal, like whatever the
boundaries are. Yeah.
Boundaries, right. RBD. D is desires. What are my desires with you? I desire to kiss you. I desire to press against you, but I don't desire anything more for our first meeting, whatever
time together. Yeah.
RBDS. S, sexual history, sexual health. I was tested on these dates for these things, and my tests came out clear or positive. We don't say I'm clean, because then otherwise it refers to dirty. And we don't say whatever could make somebody feel really bad. We don't say that. We just say my tests were clear. Yeah. Or my tests weren't clear. I tested positive for herpes, but this, so whatever that is. Also in that could be my pregnancy prevention. What would I do if I was with you and I got pregnant?
All the safe sex aspects.
Yeah, that's great. Mm-hmm.
And what does it mean if I were to have sex with you or interact with you? Is it a one-night stand? Would you want to interact with me if I didn't want to see you again? Am I looking for actually a husband potential? And I'm thinking you could be. Would I dare to say that? I actually did, and I'm married to my husband now. But I'm just because we've had this conversation.
Mm-hmm. Did you have it the first time?
First time. I said to him, I am looking for somebody. I said, I have lovers in other parts of the world, but I'm looking for somebody when I come home to Phoenix, Arizona, who is there for me. Somebody who I can count on to see me and be with me when I'm home. And when it was his chance to say he said, I want the same thing. And my heart almost jumped out of my body. Like I thought.
I got the chills. That's so yummy.
So M is marriage?
No, M is meaning.
What would it mean if I connected with you? And he said, I want the same thing. And I was like, oh, and we just, and then I didn't have T, but then I put T in later. I added T. T means trauma response. So if I was having sex with you and you are likely to have a trauma response, you know this about yourself. What should I do if you dissociate, or if you
get scared,
or cowering, or if you fawn or you freeze? I don't want to know all your traumas. It's way too soon for me to know that. But I want to know, if I'm with you, what should I do practically? Should I hold your hand? Should I throw water on you? Should I cover you with a heavy blanket? What should I do if you have a trauma response?
The thing about meaning is kind of interesting, because I
like the meaning one.
I've got girlfriends who are dating, and like what would be meaningful for them and what they get upset about is when they've been in a connection with somebody and they don't provide the appropriate, in their mind, amount of text messages or phone calls or FaceTimes or like ways of interacting between dates, like having some real agreements about what their preferences are around how they want to stay connected in between. And I'm in a relationship, but the first thing that arises for me is how much I don't want to connect in between interactions. Like, I'm going to go back to my life, you go back to your life, and that was really fun, and maybe we'll meet again in the future, but I don't want the complication of a lot of interaction in between.
Yeah.
Okay, let's review it again, because this is definitely by far the most thorough,
I really
safe
like
sex conversation, and the acronym is perfect. So R is relationship, B is boundaries, RBD is desires, S is sex, sexual history, all that. M is meaning, and then we've got T for any traumas.
T is not any traumas. T is trauma response.
Trauma response. Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't look if I was.
You don't
want
to know everyone's trauma.
If I had a date with you for the first time, I don't want to know.
You don't need to know
this happened, 7 this happened, 12. I don't want to know all that until I do want to know it.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I do want to know if I'm with you, what should I do?
What should I do? I wonder if some people might not know how to respond to that. Like, I don't know.
They just say they don't know.
Yeah, they just say that.